You guys keep it going for Lauren! Yeah! I love this show. This is an awesome show. Oh my God. So yes, like many people at this place, I take improv as well. And some of you may not know this, but there are some purists in the stand-up community that think improv is dumb. I know. And I don't understand the animosity between the groups, you know what I mean? Why are we arguing over which art form is more difficult to master when our parents are both equally disappointed in our career choices? Everyone's talking about this, like, who do you think our parents are bragging about? The stand-up comic or the improviser? The doctor! The doctor is who they're bragging about. Do you think any of our moms are bragging to their, like, other friends about how good we are at pantomiming the fact that we're at a grocery store? Just like, Uncle Ben's? No, like none of them. You think like any of our dads are bragging to their friends about how we have a great 7-minute stand-up material about how we hate ourselves and our upper middle class upbringing? No, 0 of them are doing that. All they're doing is they're sending the exact same passive-aggressive email with a link to a business school that's very accommodating to mature students while simultaneously e-transferring the remaining $300 that you need for rent. Just let people enjoy themselves is all I'm saying. Let people live. Thank you. Oh, what else about me? Oh, I live with my girlfriend, which is awesome. I love living with my girlfriend very much, but I was the first guy in my friend group to move in with a significant other, so all my friends got nervous for me. And they said things like, hey, aren't you worried that she's going to change you? And I was just like, I don't know why so many men in their 20s are so afraid of change. Do you look at yourself in the mirror every day and just think that you're the shit? I don't. Before living with her, I lived in a place where I needed to wear shoes 24 hours a day because the floors were too sticky to wear socks. You don't think I needed room for improvement at all? Like that, I have 4 different types of hand soaps right now. I like the variety. Before her, I was washing my hands with dish soap. You didn't think I needed to be reformed a little bit? Yeah, look at what I'm wearing like right now. Like just take an inventory. I look like I have the fashion sense of somebody who works at a startup company but have none of their transferable skills. Aren't you afraid she's going to change you? I sure hope she does. I clearly can't navigate this by myself. You know what that is at this point? I realize that guys in their 20s, when they say, aren't you afraid she's going to change you, is just code for, aren't you afraid that you won't be able to be shitty all the time? Aren't you worried that you won't be allowed to be constantly terrible? Oh, gosh. You guys, I've always been interested in trying to make a career out of this, but it's hard because I'm really terrible at marketing myself. And I mean that in the sense because I hate Facebook more than everything, just anything in this world, because parents have officially taken over. Because parents have officially I'm pretty sure there's more of them on Facebook than there are of us, and it shows. Because I don't think that they realize that their likes have consequences. Okay? And you're learning a lot about your parents based on what they like on Facebook, and they just don't realize that everyone can see that. But here's the thing, some of that shit is so embarrassing that you can't actually bring it up to them. So I like to say that I can't make any definitive conclusions about my parents, but I can make some pretty educated assumptions. And I'll give you an example of this. I can't make a definitive conclusion that my dad is super sexually attracted to Asian women. But based on the amount of photos that he liked on Korean lingerie pages, I can make a pretty educated assumption. He's gone full divorced dad, you guys. It's not a good time for me. It's very upsetting. You want to go play catch outside? No! You fucking creepy weirdo. Oh my god. I only have like one more joke, but it's like a bit of a long one. But I never really noticed or cared about who my heroes were for the longest time. But there was one specific incident when I realized that my mom is actually my hero, and this is the story of why I think that. My parents have a front room in their house, and it has a giant window that overlooks a sidewalk, meaning that they can see everybody who's outside, and if they're outside, everybody can see inside the front room. I never hang out in that front room, okay? Because I don't prepare myself for the amount of intruders that ring your doorbell on a day-to-day basis. So let me tell you what I do. I do the gentlemanly thing that I'm pretty sure 97% of us do in this room. When you see somebody go to ring your doorbell, you cower in the back of your house until they have left, and then you return back to what you're doing, okay? I don't just sit there all the time, right? I don't want to feel like I'm in a tiger enclosure on a constant basis. I don't need the stress, right? Like looking behind my shoulder. But my mom did something that I didn't think was even remotely possible for a human being to do. We were having coffee one day in that front room, and in the corner of my eye, I see a door-to-door salesman 4 houses down. I get up to leave, my mom doesn't move. And I'm just like, girl, the fucker, what are you doing? Not only is she sitting right in front of the window, my mom makes eye contact with the guy and then does the non-verbal head nod like this. I start getting heart palpitations at this point because I'm like, Mom, like, we need to fucking go. Like, I see like a tsunami wave. Like, we need to leave now. Like, this is happening. Like, this guy is like done at my neighbor's house. This guy is at my fucking driveway. This guy's coming up to my stairs. This guy is at my door. The only thing separating this salesman and my mom is 2 feet of transparent window pane. And then she did something that I've never seen a human being do before, and I don't think I'll ever see again. The doorbell rings and she doesn't move. Not only does she not move, she doesn't break eye contact from her book. That's when I realized, oh shit, she's not gonna answer the door. Do you guys know how much balls it takes for you to make non-verbal eye contact with this guy, do the head nod, and stay in his line of sight and still not answer the door is borderline heroic at this point. Like, I don't think I'm like describing the level of happiness that I have. I feel like the level of happiness is comparable to when 50-year-old men see the Grand Canyon for the first time. Like, I'm just overcome with absolute happiness and tears, because here's the difference between me and my mom. When they're in the war against avoiding general social interaction, when someone rings the doorbell and they see me, I think I've lost that battle. You know what I mean? I now need to go answer the door and listen to this guy talk about how he wants to mow my lawn even though I don't live there and it's December. What the fuck are you doing, right? But it's just like, with my mom, here's the big difference, because even though I hate having to talk to random strangers that I'll never see again, the only worst thing is having that random stranger who I will never see again think less of me. And my mom doesn't give a shit about that. And that is what is so amazing. You guys have been so much fun. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Chris.